Hello everyone, welcome to The Green Man. Hope you're doing good and well. So for this Sunday's episode of Dark Horse Discs, the ninth in the series, I'm talking about the self-titled album from the band Scar the Martyr, the Joey Jordison-led project. And this was their only album, which came out on the 1st of October 2013, almost 9 years ago to the day. And of course, Joey is known for his connection and his time in Slipknot. But this album came out about the time I think he left, or roughly the time he left Slipknot. And I'm talking about this because I consider it a bit of a dark horse disc, and I will go shortly into the reasons why I think this is a dark horse. It's kind of on topic, you know, being, I guess, that we've had the new Slipknot album come out just a couple of days ago, and that Joey was a part of that. And also that I like the idea of giving this album a bit more of, a chance to sort of get out there a bit more, bit of exposure, because it's one I'm quite fond of. I remember when this came out, I remember listening to the singles, remember liking them a lot, and thinking to this day that I still sometimes do revisit this. And for me, it's a good album. It's a good album. So in this band we have Henry Derrick on vocals, Jed Simon on guitars, he's formerly of Strapping Young Lad, Chris Norris on guitars as well, of course Joey Jordison on the drums, and a link to Nine Inch Nails, because Chris Fenner, I think, of Nine Inch Nails was involved in the programming here of this album, maybe the drums as well, I'm not totally sure on that. But you can hear the influences, I think, of those bands as well. It's not, if you're expecting a Slipknot album because it's got Joey Jordison, it's not totally, you can hear some Slipknot style riffs. But I think the album's, it certainly feels a bit apart from that sound. It sounds a bit more industrial. There's some really tasty guitar solos on this album that I think prove to be something of a highlight on here. Some magic moments with the guitar solos for me that are one of the things that make the album really memorable. Because the album is quite long. I don't know if I've already said, but it's probably not, it's not really a masterpiece as such, but the moments that I listened to again on this, with some tracks in particular, have really stayed with me since the album came out back in 2013. And maybe I'm a little bit selective with the tracks I go back to, but I just think overall it's a good album, and I think it's in danger. So the reason I think that it's a dark horse album is, one, it's not a Slipknot album, and two, I think it's the only album that this band's, this project of Joey's that there was, that it's just, there were no follow-ups, so didn't have much time to accrue a big fan base probably, and for the band to get much airtime really, or to become very well known. And so my worry is that as it was a one album kind of wonder, a side project, people aren't just going to probably bother. They're more likely to go to a Slipknot album, say, without realising that this is actually really quite good, at least, as always, subjective in my opinion. So let's go into some of my favourite tracks on here. And for me, actually, the album has a bit of a slow start. You have this intro, you have Dark Ages, which is okay, but a bit long for my liking. My Retribution's quite good. Where the album takes off, and for me, goes from strength to strength, is when you get to Soul Disintegration. Really good song. I like the chorus, and that solo, for me, towards the end, is the icing on the cake. Cruel Ocean, another great song to me. Really like the sort of the vocal change on this one. I think around after maybe the second chorus, I think it is, from Henry. Really like that song. Blood Host has a sick guitar riff. Again, maybe that track's a touch long, but the riff is so sick. I just love it. Anatomy of Enriquez, or Enriquez, I don't know how you say that, to be honest, but that's a good track. Interesting, some complexity to that track as well, actually. Maybe my favourite, I'm supposed to say 3 favourite tracks, I'm forgetting my own format for my own videos. That's brilliant, isn't it? Well done, Green Man. But yeah, White Nights in the Day Room. So I'll say my 3 favourites in a second, but I think this is definitely one of them. White Nights in the Day Room, what a fantastic track. A bit of a sort of, I was going to say, it's quite a slow gothic style song, that one. Almost a little bit like a melodic doom metal song. but really hits hard. And there are just some great moments, great bridge, great riff in that track. One of my favourites for sure, White Nights in the Day Room. If not, favourite on the album, I'd say. So my other two favourites, I think I've probably already named, to be honest. I would say Soul Disintegration and Cruel Ocean are probably my other two favourites. But there's a lot of shout-outs I would give. As I said, already mentioned Blood Host, Anatomy of Enriquez, Never Forgive, Never Forget, really like that one. Last Night on Earth, not bad, a little bit long for me, that track as well. But on the whole, I think it's a bit of a hidden treasure because, like I say, it was the only album they released, and generally, I guess people aren't so likely to take out the side project type of album, really. So yeah, there's obviously no ranking. This is the only album, so of course this is top of Scar the Martyr because it's the only Scar the Martyr album, and I think that's a shame. I think another one, I wouldn't have minded hearing more from this band. I don't know a huge amount of the ins and outs of what happens with the band sort of falling, sort of obviously disbanding and everything. Don't know much about that, I'll be honest. But I just think and really feel that it's one that you should give a listen. I think if you like Slipknot, you might like this. If you like more industrial metal style stuff or gothic metal, I think you'll like this as well. Just give it a shot. Just give it a shot. See what you think. In particular, though, the strongest part for me of the album is everything between Soul Disintegration and probably Never Forgive, Never Forget. It's like the bulk of the album, really. It's just those first tracks and the last tracks maybe don't quite do enough, and the album slightly overstays its film. It's a long album for what it is, but still, I think, a bit of a hidden treasure. So let me know what you think of this one. I'd be really interested if you know this album, because a lot of people I talk to don't know this. They don't know it, and that is actually a reason I decided to do this album in the first place. So let me know if you know this, because I'd love to hear from you. Did you like it? Do you think I'm, singing its praises too much? Maybe do you think it's actually not a great album, or not even a good album? Just drop in the comments what you think of this one. I'd be interested to hear from you. Otherwise, from me, thanks for watching another episode of Dark Horse Discs. The collaborations are returning. Do not worry. As of next Sunday's episode, we'll be back. Take care, everybody. Until next time. Bye for now.